Oh my god.
I always knew I'd see you like that one day.
We're standing on the exact spot that they built the Fratelli's hideout, the Lighthouse Lounge. Oh, you need an Oscar. If they opened up for you doing Truffle Shuffle, I'd strip you myself. Welcome to a new day. The day I have been waiting for probably 40 years. It's the day we are exploring Astoria and visiting all the locations from the Goonies, one of my favourite films of all time. We're going to throw in a few other movies as well, like possibly Free Willy, some Twilight locations, Kindergarten Cop, Short Circuit, and some other bits and bats. So join us for the rest of today.
It's a little chilly today.
It's freezing.
Right, we're on our way to our first location, so see if you can guess what it is along the way. Just to show you a little bit of the town as we are going through it. Nick thinks it looks very Goonies-ish.
It does, apart from it's not raining, because it was never sunshining in Goonies, apart from the very last scene in the film where they were on the beach.
So we actually got to this town last night and we went out, and I must admit, as we were driving through town, it was dark. I was looking everywhere like trying to spot things, like trying to spot the window where Chunk was at the window. We are going to see that today,
hopefully.
But it's just
it's literally like it's not changed in the styles and the look of places in the 40 odd years since the Goonies were filmed. I mean, when was it filmed?
1980s. So I keep looking at windows. Was that the window? Was that the window?
No, I know where that is.
But it's a lovely town, actually. Obviously, if you just come in here, look at them nice houses. If you come in here for Goonies, you get the nice town as well. We had a nice meal last night in a place called George's Forge, or Fort George. And the view of the river is great. And last night, when we got to the hotel, there was a plaque on the hotel signing desk that said you may hear lots of seals, and if you do want some earplugs, just come and get them. And we got to bed and we're like, is that seals? Nick opened the window and all you could hear was seals. I loved it. And then coming into the main town, you can see the bridge of Astoria there, which is like famous when you look up Astoria.
It's that bridge is in another movie which we are going to show a location of today. Nothing to do with the Goonies, but it's a classic 80s movies which we will share with you.
Nick's very giddy.
This is take 2, because Lee's going to have to edit the first take because I was a bit too excited. Oh my god, we're at the county jail where the Fratellis escaped in the very opening sequence of the movie. So come a bit closer and I'll explain some bits and bats. If you've not seen the Goonies, you must go and watch it. It's the most classic 80s movie ever. So in the opening sequence of the film, Mama Fratelli was parked in that car right here, facing that way, waiting for Jake, her son, who had broken out of the jail. And you can actually go in here. It's actually a film museum, so we're going to go in and have a look in a second. And then Francis, the brother, poured petrol all around here and then lit it with his gun to stop the police from getting away with them. And then the car spun off and went round the corner, and we'll show you that after we've been in here. Spun off, went round the corner and started the Fratelli chase, which is most of the scenes that we're doing in today's locations video are actually filmed on.
So is this supposed to be the Fratelli's Jeep?
Yeah, now come here, look at this.
Bullet holes.
Bullet holes. Actually bullet holes in the car. So this, I think, is one of the, I don't know whether it's a replacement or there's even the can of petrol up where he poured around. That's amazing.
So it does actually say here, look, the Goonies, 1985, the historic Clatsop County Jail featuring the opening jailbreak scene, the police pursuit that follows winds past many familiar sites and neighbourhoods in Astoria and Cannon Beach. It was a working jail from 1914 to 1976. And then it says here, did you know the Flavel House is the museum where Mikey's father worked as curator and is featured briefly in the film, which is over there. We'll show you that.
In the next, when we've been here. Right, let's get inside.
Look at the footprints as well.
Definitely either an exact replica or the same thing, because Mama Fratelli pulls this gear stick and says, throw it into four-wheel drive, boys. Trust your old mama. And then they climb through the sunroof in the roof when he climbs in, because the door won't unlock when he's trying to get in.
Let's get inside. I think you should buy yourself a little souvenir in here as well.
Oh no!
What?
Forgot my Goonies map.
Where is it?
In hotel.
Right, so we're in. It's $6 each to have a look around in the museum. and they obviously embrace fully the Goonies.
Oh, definitely. So, although this was a real jail, it closed in 1976, as Lee said. So in the movie, they covered up the closure signs on the building front. But the first scene is where Jake escapes from the jail cell, and it's just behind me. So we're going to go and have a look.
I always knew I'd see you like that one day.
Just before we walk in, I've got to show you guys this. So you've got Steph, Mikey, Mouth, Data, Chunk, Andy, and Brand. Yes, I'm a geek because I know all the names.
My message for the Goonies, and then put it up there.
Wow, there's a lot of messages. Look up there, the Goondocks. Never say die. So although it's Goonies primarily, it's not just Goonies. There's other things that's filmed in Astoria, as Lee said. But let's get inside. I want to go inside. We've got it all to ourselves now. Also, this was the handle to actually lock the jail cell doors. So in the opening sequence, right? In the opening sequence, the jail guard walks down here, and all you can hear on the opening credits is like the sound of like clanking metal as he walks in. And he's like, I can't remember what he says, but he's like, hey, you guys. I can't remember what he says, and I've watched it a million times. Oh. This is the jail cell. This is the jail cell. This is the jail cell where Jake fake hanged himself. Hey, you schmuck. Did you really think I'd be stupid enough to kill myself? Kill myself? And then he smacks him with the bar and knocks the guard out. Look at this. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Is this the best filming location you've ever done?
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, by 1,000 times. So it was hung up, and the guy that films him, the guy that plays him, he's really tall, so he must have been up there in the ceiling, but he was hooked here, like that. And he was like, and he had this note around his neck.
Yeah.
You schmuck. Did you really think I'd be stupid enough to kill myself? That's why he's just trying to get very action. But I know what's in here. It's the full costume from Data.
I wonder if it's the real
shoes.
one.
Slick shoes and his, I might possibly will be. I never noticed that the belts have like batteries on it. Does it say on there whether it's
No, I thought it might be, but no. Oh, it says the objects in this cell are part of our growing display of loaned movie props and carefully crafted replicas.
So you can't tell whether it's the real thing. It looks the real thing. Let's just think it's the real thing. So this room is full of all the memorabilia. So you've got like the Goonies videos. There's actually another version which I saw years ago where it has the octopus in it, but I think they deleted that, which is right at the end. Let us know in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about. And then you've got the Cyndi Lauper CD. You've got a board game there of Goonies. Some of the memorabilia. You've got an Atari cartridge down there. Wow. Some Chunk t-shirts, license plates, some action figures of some of the Goonies characters, including Sloth, Mouth, and Data. Oh my god, I'm so giddy. I wish I could get in there and just have a look at all them.
Right, we're just heading down the back side of the cell.
Hey, you schmuck.
Oh, his bag was a North Face bag. I bet you can buy one of them in, what do you call it?
Yeah, I don't imagine his bag were a North Face bag.
Oh, there's one-eyed Willy there.
Oh my god. Also, you can chuck $1 on the table.
Wow, there's lots of dollars in there.
Actually, it does look like One-Eyed Willy and all, doesn't it? When you're watching a scene in a movie, you really don't understand what goes into it. But look at this. So when they were filming on location at State Ecola Park, these are all the people that they needed. They needed the makeup, the hotel that they were staying in, the atmosphere, the lighthouse exterior shots, like advanced screening, the Lighthouse Lounge. So much goes into that 30-second scene. I'm gutted. I did actually see online before we came that they'd sold out. I just wanted to
But you got one off Amazon. So.
Yeah, but it was a cloth one. It wasn't like this. So this is like the one that I want.
We're in the gift store. Look at these. What are these? Pop.
They're like squashed. I know the badges. If there were any merch I'd ever buy, it would be this.
I think you should get
but
something.
I'm not a merch buyer. Just go in and draw. I never use it. Oh my god. Look at the rich stuff. It's some of the rich stuff.
What's this? What's them? Oh, it's Jigsaw. I think it was like a DVD or something. One-eyed Willy's Jewels. We don't have to leave the Goondocks.
That was bloody brilliant. There wasn't much in there to see, but I liked seeing the cell.
Can't believe you've not brought any merch.
And like I said, I'm not a merch person, but if you are merch people, there's plenty in there for fans. So I said, when we came outside, we would show you what happened after the Fratellis spun off. So the car was parked here, facing this way, and Jake jumped in the sunroof, and then she put it into four-wheel drive, and off they went. And they flew up this corner here. We're going to walk down here, and I'll show you what happened, or where the camera was positioned. So where that billboard is on the corner, the camera was positioned there. So let's move over there. Oh my God, I'm getting giddy again. Right, so give me the camera and I'll show you the scene from the movie. So the Fratellis fly around here, almost on two wheels, and go up this hill, and then you see them just going off up into the distance. But that is just a classic screenshot there in my vision of what it looks like in the film. It's amazing. Right, while we're in the area, there's actually another filming location directly next to it. It's called the Flavel House. And Mikey's dad was actually the curator there. And you see it in only one scene when the kids are coming down the hill on the bikes. And the dad is actually flying the flag. We're just walking to it now. It looks very out of place in the town. It looks very like Salem-y, witchy. It's definitely got a lot of history there. And I think we're actually about a couple of hundred yards from where we ate last night. Right, let's just cross the road. So here it is. So the camera was kind of where I am now. The kids came running down the hill on the bike, and Mikey's dad was flying the flag on the flagpole there. And he kind of waved to him and said, "Hi kids," and they kind of flew down here, went round this corner and went down here. And that's the only scene you actually see of this building from the movie. And you can go inside and get a ticket from the county jail, which is just there. I think it's an extra $1 to go inside.
It's a really impressive building, that.
Yeah, it looks very witchy, doesn't it?
Spooky, yeah, like from a horror movie or something. Yeah. You can just imagine somebody in them windows up there, like being
Michael Myers or something.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's another amazing looking location.
Right, on to our next location.
Right, our next location is actually now a bowling alley, and this is where Chunk was stood in this window and watching the Fratelli chase going down that street, and he basically put the milkshake on the window and it sprayed all over his face. They've actually got the milkshake right there looking. Looks very old, from 1985.
And they've got a shirt there.
Shirt.
I think you can buy it if you go inside. They've got a little store inside with
Unfortunately it's closed today, but it is
stuff.
actually a live bowling alley. But this is the I mean, back in the day, there's a floor here now. He obviously stood at the other side of the floor and said, "Oh great, the police chase," and he went and sprayed his face completely.
And it shows you the police chase coming down here, doesn't it?
So they fly down this road, and you can just see the bridge in the background. I think it's one of the only scenes in the Goonies that you can see the bridge. So there we go. Throw her in a four-wheel drive, boys, and hold on to your hats. Right, so this location is when the housekeeper, Rosalita, it's actually part of the beginning sequence of the film. There's quite a lot of the sites that we're visiting today, part of the opening scene of the film. So Rosalita, she's basically out doing chores for the family, and she walks across the crossing where we are now, which we're going to recreate, and the car chase with the Fratellis comes down the street from my left to the right, and she almost gets run over in the middle of the road. So we're going to cross over and show you what the camera saw when it was here filming it from that location. I'm so friggin' excited. It hasn't changed in like 40 years. Look at that.
It's now a coffee shop, but it's unfortunately closed there.
Yeah, because it's a Monday, so I'm going to recreate the scene because Lee refused to do it, and I don't have an umbrella. So if you remember the clip in the movie, she stood in the middle of the road, and the Fratellis fly this way across the road, and she spins around as if in like a fuss, like, oh! So I'm going to have to do that and wait for a gap. Just wait for all these truck drivers to go so they don't think I'm an idiot.
Here he goes. Oh, cars are stopping for him.
Did I do well? Would I get the part?
No.
Right, such a shame that it's closed, because we've watched a lot of vlogs on it and they say it's like really fantastic coffee, but they close on a Sunday and a Monday. We're hoping other places don't close like that. So we're going to nip back to the hotel and grab a coffee, because we skipped it when we came out. We thought we were going to get it here. So on to the next location after this.
So there is the coffee shop, and that's our hotel there. So it's a great location. Oh no, just down there actually. There's a few hotels there, but ours is just down.
Here.
Oh yeah, is there Hampton Inn Suites just there? So we can actually see the coffee shop from our room.
And here we are at the next location. So this is the house of Mouth. I'm going to keep saying Mikey. This is the house of Mouth. So in the scene in the movie where Mouth is watching TV, it's actually in that window there, which you see in the movie, and then his dad is doing some plumbing in that window there, and the water leaks out and sprays him all in the face. So we've just got it on my tablet here now, so I can show you the scene. We will put it on the screen, but that is the scene from the movie. So that's the right-hand window up there, and then the TV is kind of, you can see it's the same movie because you can see the street directly behind us, straight down there where the chase happened, where the Fratelli, so they flew up here on the right hand side and then went down the street behind us, and
he turns the TV off and he can
turns
still
the TV
hear
off and he can,
the sirens.
yeah, and thinks it's still the movie, and then his dad is doing the plumbing, like I said, in that window, and he gets sprayed. So it was actually a real house. It wasn't a movie set or anything like that.
So loads of things have been filmed in Astoria, such as Kindergarten Cop, Free Willy, Free Willy 2, I think, the Goonies, what was that? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Loads of things have been filmed here, and we are very close to the Short Circuit House. So we're just going to have a look at that.
In a quarter of a mile, turn
It's
right
3
onto
minutes
Lincoln
away
Street.
from Mouth's house. Just as we're driving past, you can see why
Take the next right onto
this
Lincoln
place was
Street.
picked for so many films. Look at the views. It's such a lovely town.
In a quarter of a mile, your destination will be on the left.
You should see the bridge in the distance.
It's there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's a right bridge. It's well steep.
I think we're going over it, you know, to get to
One of his destinations.
one of his destinations. There we go. So this is Stephanie's house, and you can actually rent this on Airbnb, although we did look and we could get one night, but we had to wait a year to get the second night.
I just noticed something. What is it called? Johnny 5?
Yeah.
He's in the window. He's in the door. He's on the door.
Is he?
Yeah.
So he is. So if you remember the film, this was Stephanie's house, and it looks so much smaller in real life. Now you'll recognise it because the bridge there is a classic backdrop in the movie, and the decking where that guy's walking on now is actually where Johnny 5 was walking around. She had chickens in the garden, and she had the nutcase boyfriend that drove up this hill with a shotgun, trying to sort of destroy the robot. But that is it. And like I said, if you go inside, they actually have a cabinet full of memorabilia and things like that, but there we go. So the guy there that just come and spoke to us, and he just said that he got the one night that we found available, but we needed the two. I don't think it was that colour in the movie though, wasn't it? It was blue. How can you not have seen?
I know I have seen the film, but
I think it was a light blue in the film.
I don't know.
But it looks so much smaller than in real life. I just remember the chickens and things like that. You need to add it to your list of movies that we need to watch when we get back. So as I said, you can get that on Airbnb. It was $185 a night. We didn't even pay that for 2 nights at the other one. But could have been able to get it for 2 nights, I probably would have paid it.
That guy just said he tried to get it for 2 nights as well.
Yeah, he couldn't
just
get
got the one night.
He got the one night that I saw
we
that
wanted,
wasn't
I
good enough.
I thought it might be the owner. I thought it might be like saying, "Come on, have a look around."
But he should. Well, if he's renting it, obviously he's got access to all the memorabilia that's inside. But yeah, he was a really nice guy. But there we go, Short Circuit House, Stephanie, number 5, and Lee should be ashamed of himself for not remembering it.
But it's just one of those films that I haven't watched again and again.
It's the one with Steve Guttenberg in.
Yeah, but
Like sexy young Steve Guttenberg. So as we're driving to our next location, you will probably recognise some of these streets from the movie where they were doing the car scene. There was a lot of B-roll footage filmed in and around Astoria just to get the police chase, and a lot of it was kind of through these streets, turning left, going over bumps and humps.
as I said before, as you're driving around, I just feel like I'm in the film on all the streets.
It's just too sunny. I never thought I'd say that. I was expecting it to be raining because it's Oregon, and it would have added to the atmosphere of it, but
it's quite a nice day
I
though.
still love it just the same. Alright, our next one's a little bit difficult because this was the school grounds in the opening scene where Andy was doing the cheerleading, and you can recognise it because it's all been redeveloped now, so all this basically was just a green field, but you can recognise it because you can see the 3 houses at the back there which were still in the movie, but at the minute it's actually been converted into a hospital. But and there's a lot of construction still going on. But imagine it back in the day. We'll put some screen stills on of what it looked like. But this is another classic location. It's hard to see at the minute because the sun's kind of glaring in our eyes. But you can clearly see that, like I said, the three houses in the scene. Right, so our next location is basically again from the opening sequence where Steph is on the pier and she's got her head in a bucket of water and the car chase happens behind her. Now this place doesn't exist anymore. It was the pier and it's actually right by our hotel. Our hotel is just there, and the coffee shop where Rosalita ran across the road, which you've just seen, is there, and this is basically where the pier was. So it extended out here and it's no longer there. You can see where the white sticks were. Let me just get to the edge.
You can hear and see the seals.
So the white sticks there is where the pier extended, and it went all the way around and to the both sides, and they had the car scene chased back this way, and she had, like I said, she had her head dipped in a bucket, and as Lee said, you can hear the noisy seals on those platforms over there. So it took a bit of research to do this one, and a vlog that we watched previously, this pier still was here there, yeah. And it was just fenced off like this, but you can see where the road kind of went out into the pier, but they've removed it all since, which is a shame because it would have been good to probably restore it.
Well, yeah, they could have had shops on there.
I know.
It's a Goonies shop.
It's actually Pier 36. Right, so our next location is about 47 minutes away, and it's called Cannon Beach, and a lot of movies have been filmed at Cannon Beach, so we're going to head there. I'll explain which scene from the movie is when we get there. There's also a couple of others close by which you will definitely recognise from the Goonies, including the Fratelli's hideout, the Lighthouse Lounge, and also we've got a Twilight location in the vicinity as well, which we're hoping to do. So it's 47 minutes for us to get there, so we're going to put the Goonies soundtrack on while we drive, and we'll see you when we get there. Come on, Mama Fratelli, get us there.
Stephanie's house there from the road that we're on. She had a good view of the bridge.
The bridge, which is absolutely massive.
Just there. Not as impressive, this bridge that we're going over.
Still impressive though.
I really want to go over that other bridge. Even if it's just to drive to the other side and back. I think we need to do it on his way back.
Is that seals? No, they're just like big sticking out there.
We've made it to Cannon Beach, our next destination, and in the opening scenes of the film when they're doing the chase, Mama Fratelli comes here and her sons are like wondering why she's here, and she's like, trust me boys,
throw her into four-wheel drive,
and then she gets into the race that they're doing on the beach for the four-wheel drive vehicles.
And you can distinctly see in the movie Haystack Rock over there, and the camera itself is actually perched on here, so we're going to get into that position and film where it looks like on the opening scene.
I never thought when we'd come here it would be a beautiful hot sunny day.
I know. Right, let's get the
oh, what a lovely beach.
Right, so the camera was actually right in this position exactly, and if you look on the screen still now, you can see the yellow line on the wall, which is still there today. The front of the building's changed slightly, although the general design and shape of the roof is the same, apart from there's a new apex on the side.
Modernised by the looks of it.
Yeah, but you can clearly see kind of like the posts and things like that, and this building on the right hand side, that's changed and modernised, but the clear visibility is the yellow line on the wall and the structure of the road as it goes round. So right here, where the bend in the curb is where the Jeep was, parked just here. And that's where she basically, when her sons say, Jake and Francis say, what the hell are we doing here? And she says, ha, hold on to your hats boys and throw her in a four-wheel drive. And then she slams it into four-wheel, and then the next scene shows you it blasting on the beach.
Yeah.
And then there's another shot then, which was presumably by helicopter, where it shows you the 4x4s running down the beach towards the far end.
Look at this bird just having a chill. It's like, yeah, leave me alone, just having a chill. Just sat here, enjoying the sun.
It's a baby, its feather's not white yet. So yes, the rock there is called Haystacks Rock, and as I said, you can clearly see that in the movie. Not to be confused with the end scene from Goonies, which is actually filmed in a beach about an hour north of San Francisco. The end scene where the kids are picked up by the police. That's not in Astoria or Cannon Beach area, and we haven't got time to show you guys that because it's quite far south from here. But yeah, so that's Haystacks Rock. Right, so I've actually got a copy of the Goonies on my tablet, and we're watching the scene. The start of the race, and I think the camera was placed on the dune just ahead of us, so we're going to go up there and see if we can kind of replicate the shot. Right, so we found it. So we've walked up a little bit of a dune, and if you look at the screen still that's on the screen now, you can line up Haystacks Rock, the end of the mound over there, and then two little rocks that are out at sea. I think the camera may have been a little bit that way back in 40 years ago when these dunes have obviously eroded, but the camera was definitely stood here filming that shot with the 4x4s that were blasting down the beach. They wouldn't have got very far because at the other end of the beach it's just dead end.
Yeah.
It just goes to sea. So
you don't get a sense on the film because it looks like a muggy, murky day.
Yeah.
How beautiful it is. Look at it here with the blue sky, and
I'm kind of disappointed.
You are at a murky day.
Yeah,
it's
I wanted
beautiful
it to be
today.
as close to the film as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before we head to our next location, we're going to grab a bite to eat and something to drink here. But our next location is a dual location. It's actually where the Lighthouse Lounge, the Fratelli's hideout is. And it's just above that tree line over there in one of the state parks. We will tell you that when we get there. And also, a little bit further up the coast, there's another Twilight location, so stay tuned for that. Right, we're stopped in Bill's Tavern. Got recommended this by our friend Helen. As you can see, it looks like it's behind me. And we've just got some chicken and fries, and it's got a hot dog and chips.
Yeah, and it's a brewery, so I couldn't not have any beer, but it's a non-alcoholic beer. Don't quite taste the same, and you went for a what?
Unsweetened iced tea.
Next stop,
Little fuel before we get to our next destination.
which is just behind me on the hill. It's about a 10-minute drive there, and it's Ecola State Park.
Fed and watered, and that was a really nice place. I had chicken tenders and fries. It was beautiful. Now on to the next spot. Right, so around here,
I think it's very close to here. It's quite difficult to pinpoint it because it all looks the same, but this is where Mikey's brother Brand was driving on the little girl's bike, and he met Andy and Troy, and he pulls up at the side of him and puts his hand on the windscreen, and then he realises that he's on the kid's bike, and he
drags him off,
flies
off
at
the
40
end.
mile an hour and lets him go off the end, and the end is roughly where the kids pull over to try and line up the doubloon. So we're going to try and find that in this kind of general area, but it's very difficult because
Yeah, I reckon we've just passed it.
no, I don't think it is. We're not high enough up. We're not high enough towards Ecola State Park yet.
Yeah, so it's on the way to a filming location, but
Yeah.
they filmed it also on this road. So
It all looks very much the same, but
Yeah.
I think when we see it, we'll know.
nice place.
This post here is this post.
Troy! Touch that mirror.
Right, so we think that's where he went down on the little bike, and he goes down here, and that scene, you'll know what it is if you've seen. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. It's flying down here, and then there's a sign on the left, which is actually falling down. It's now replaced with a metal post. So that's the scene going back on the other side, going up there. That's just behind us. If you want to turn around and film that, we are on the wrong side of the road to
Yeah.
film it, but.
We presume that's it. It looks like that,
You
yeah.
can see features of
Yeah.
the ravine, the way it goes up, and signposts and things like that on this edge here.
So if we cross the road, here, where the camera was stood, that directly lines up now with that. Look at that. That directly lines up now.
40 years later.
Right, so we think the next location is when the kids are lining up the doubloon. They were stood here, right here, with the treasure map and the little doubloon lining up the rocks on the outside. But we think when they filmed it, if you see the two rocks there, you can see Haystacks Rock in the background and then these two. But on the movie, that's a little bit to the left. So we think they went down this path, around the bottom, and then filmed it on the edge just there. So we're going to park the car up at the top and then walk back down, try and line it up. Right, we think we've found it. So I apart from being crapped to death by 2 squirrels running around the tree, we thought it was a bleeding bear. But anyway, so we've walked down the path, which was above, just up there. We've walked down a little bit, and it almost lines up now exactly to the movie. A little bit to the left, but there's a lot of tree growth here.
40 years of tree growth.
But the guys, when they filmed the movie, would have stood around there, but these fir trees here are blocking it. But I'll zoom in, and then you can compare the screenshot. Slightly out of alignment. So there we go. So that's Haystack's Rock just there, and then you've got these two, and in the movie they were a little bit to the right. So if we go that way, behind these trees, and if these trees here, if they weren't there, it would line up perfectly. But remember, there's 40 years of growth. But that is the shot. Right, we're at our next location, and just from the backdrop, you can probably guess what it is. It's the Fratelli's hideout. Now, this is called Ecola State Park. Normally it's covered in mist, so you won't even see the sea, so it looks a little bit different from the movie. But so when they built the hut behind, they actually make out that that's where the Fratelli's hideout was, when in fact it's not. Fratelli's hideout is actually the other side of this hill over here, which we're going to have a look. And if you line up things from the movie and you watch it as much as I have, and you watch other vlogs, you'll see that that location is actually not the right location. You can see like trees and shapes of hills and rocks and things like that. But we will have a look there anyway. But also as well, the hillside just there is where the kids climb up on the bikes after they've done their climb, after they've lined up the doubloon further down the road, and they climb over that hill. Now, we'll get as close as we can.
So there is a sign here as well. This park features prominently in the Goonies, along with locations in Astoria and Cannon Beach. The Fratelli family's hideout, the Lighthouse Lounge, was temporarily constructed at Ecola Point, and Mikey used the rocky coastline here to gain clues to the location of One-Eyed Willy's treasure. And also the school carnival scene in Kindergarten Cop was filmed next to this parking lot overlooking the ocean.
Let's go find it. Right, we found it. So we've triangulated, and I'll put a picture on the screen of what it looked like on the Goonies. And you can tell because the rock formations line up exactly from where the point where we were stood. So the cameras must have been here, and the kids climbed over this ridge with the bikes. And then soon after that, then they used their little doubloon and lined up all the rocks, so they knew they were in the right location to find One-Eyed Willy's treasure. So we're going to find now the Lighthouse Lounge. So a lot of people think that the hut behind me is actually the Fratelli's Lighthouse Lounge, and a lot of people go in there. They've actually got a fireplace where the kids went down, but it's actually a fake location. The original Lighthouse Lounge was only a temporary structure which the film studios put in place, but then was removed, and I think Ecola State Park have put this in so people have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
We'll have a look round, but it's not the real place.
And then we'll show you where the real place was. A lot of vlogs that you see doing the filming locations do say this was the Fratelli's hideout.
And it's not, they're wrong. So they have a fireplace,
Picnic shelter,
which looks like the fireplace that the kids climb down. Apart from there's no hole in the floor, but it looks very similar, and I think that's what it's there to imply.
Yeah.
But this is just a structure for someone to have a photo. But we're going to show you where the real Lighthouse Lounge was. Right, so we know we're in the right location because this dead tree has been here for over 40 years. And when in 1985, not 1940, there was a branch that went out, and the camera angle when they were filming was high, and it showed the kids walking down this little ravine. All this tree structure here wasn't formed, and the kids walked down. They were counting the 100 steps after they figured it out on the map, and they walked down there and on the hillside at the other side. Now it's too overgrown for us to do that, so we're just going to take a shortcut and go around. 98, 99, 100. Right, so as the camera pans for the kids walking under the tree, it kind of stops at this point, and you see in the distance the Lighthouse Lounge, which, like I said, was a temporary structure and it's not there anymore. So there's nothing really to see other than the tree line is the same shape.
They could build it, couldn't they? They could build it and put a little gift shop in there.
They'd make a fortune.
Yeah.
Right, so we're just watching the movie on my laptop, my tablet again, and the kids, when they're still counting their steps, they skip, and you can see that rock formation out at sea, and the kids walk past it, which means that the Lighthouse Lounge must have been exactly where that tree line was there. And then there was another scene where the kids effectively hide behind some rocks, and they see the Fratellis bringing out the dead body of the FBI guy. Right, through deduction and cross-referencing screen stills and the terrain, we're standing on the exact spot that they built the Fratelli's hideout, the Lighthouse Lounge, and we know that because all surrounding areas here drop off into a ravine, so the only place that it could have been built was here. We found it.
Right, as we're here, we're going to do another
Easter egg.
Another movie scene. It's from Twilight, not from the Goonies, but it's in the same sort of area.
We can't not.
No, it's Indian Beach. It's the scene where Jacob is explaining to Bella the story of the clans and the werewolves and the vampires, etc.
The treaty.
And the treaty and things like that. And it was filmed on the next beach over to where the Fratelli's house was, on Indian Beach. And if you've seen the film Point Break with
Take the next
Keanu
left
Reeves,
to stay on Ecola Park
Keanu
Road.
Reeves.
I've never seen it, but that was also filmed here as well.
Like a surfing
yeah, I think so.
movie, isn't it? I've never seen it.
Right, so we're at Indian Beach. So there's a scene from one of the Twilight movies where they're in this car park, like Jacob and Bella and her school friends and stuff like that, I think. We don't know as much about this as Goonies, although we have seen it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's filmed here somewhere, and then we're going to try and get down onto the beach where we know like the Bella and Jacob scene was.
Confession scene. I'm filming this just in case we have one of those comedy moments. We didn't. That's a shame. That's a shame. That could have been funny. So we're heading to the far end of the beach. Now you can tell it's the far end of the beach because there's two rocks that are stuck out that are actually on the beach. And then there's a log on the left, which is a fallen tree. And both of those are in the scene in the movie.
Right, so we'll put some screenshots on the screen now. As you can see, we think this is just about the right spot where Bella and Jacob were having a discussion about the history of the werewolves and Cullens, and Jacob was describing it all. And again, it was in this film as well, it was a very kind of misty, grey, murky day
Rather than a beautiful summer's day.
Today, and that's it as far as we can see.
So they walked up there and walked all the way past these rocks, and if you watch the scene, you'll see some of these rock formations, and then there's one particular scene where you can see that spiky rock and then this one and a few others as they're walking back to the car park.
Shall I go and reenact it?
Go on then.
I know I'm looking like it.
Oh yeah, I can see Jacob. Oh, you need an Oscar. Don't take your top off, please. Don't do a Jacob. Right, so we've done all the locations, the remote locations. We're going to head now back to Astoria, which is about a 40-minute drive. We've got
the big ticket item back there.
Big ticket item, Mikey's house, the Goonies house. Now we did contact the guy and asked him, because they've just recently, he's just bought it in the last year or so, and he's just had a company come in and actually put everything back to how it was when they filmed the movie, but it's not open to the public yet. But I'd emailed him and asked him if they were going to do any sort of tours and things like that, and he replied back and said, hey you guys, and some of the other movie slogans, but they're not doing tours yet, so we can look at it from the outside. And he did say we can go up the drive as long as we don't drive up, because there are neighbours up there. Some of the neighbours are quite miserable as well, by the way. They put signs on the house saying Goonies not welcome. But we're going to walk up to the house. It says we can stand in front of the fence and do a truffle shuffle. I'll let Lee do that one.
That's definitely your job, that.
No, you've just showed your belly, you need to show the rest of it and just shake it. So we're heading there, and then we've got a couple of other Easter eggs that we're going to throw in from other movies, and something that nobody's ever, as far as we're aware, put on a blog before regarding a Goonies location. It's a bit of an Easter egg, so you'll have to keep watching to find out what that is.
Right, so the scene where Mikey's brother Brand was dragged on the bike was the hill that we filmed earlier back, but the actual area where he flew over the edge is a corner just round here. So he comes up
I think
here,
it's maybe here, yeah,
and then flies
off the edge. Well, there's now houses here. It looks like that you can rent or something. Look beautiful. Right, so as we're on our way back to Astoria, we've just called here, which Free Willy jumped over, and you can see how close we are to Astoria because there's the bridge in Astoria. Now you can get out here and walk around. We're not going to do because we've got other locations to go to look at. But if you've seen Free Willy, I guess it's from the first film.
Yes, it is. Most of it was filmed in San Diego. Jesse's house was in Astoria, but this is where Free Willy was freed, and he actually went. I've just got to turn around because there's a guy trying to get a boat in here.
And he jumped over that wall. Now I've not seen the film, but I have seen that scene where he jumped over and he was freed. Right, as we're heading back into Astoria, we've stopped at the Astoria Riverwalk Inn.
Formerly known as the Thunderbolt Motel, which was a Red Lion hotel.
Yes, and this is where a lot of the cast and production crew stayed for a month while they were filming the Goonies in town.
They actually booked the entire hotel just for 1 month. Nobody else was staying here, no guests, but then booked the whole thing out. and we verified the sources through sort of local historical newspapers and cast interviews and things like that.
Now, some of the cast did stay at different hotels in Astoria, but the majority of the crew and everybody stayed here, and some of the cast members, like Chunk, I'm not sure what his real name is.
Jeff Cohen.
He's sort of like spoken of stories about memories he's got of being in this hotel
for meals and things.
Yeah, so this is where they stayed. They booked the entire place out for a month, and it is a very big place as well. So
huge.
They must have booked a lot of rooms out. So this is where it is.
Just a little Easter egg there.
Yeah. So it's right next to the bridge, as you can see there. So they probably could hear the seals. Sometimes they have apparently inside they have maps for various Goonie locations. Maybe you could go and have a look if they've got any.
Why don't you go and have a look?
And it's now time for the big ticket item, Mikey's house. As Nick said before in this video, a guy has bought the house recently, in the last couple of years or so, is it?
Yep.
And he's redone it out so it looks like it did in the movies.
We're not going to be able to see.
No, we're not going to be able to see inside, but he does like encourage people to just come and have a look at it.
Take photos.
And you're not allowed to sort of like go up on your car. We've got to find somewhere to park, and then we'll go and have a look. Just as we're passing, if you've seen the Kindergarten Cop film with Arnold Schwarzenegger a long time ago, it was made, that is the school from that film. I have seen it a long time ago. Yeah?
It's 200 yards away from Mikey's house.
Yeah, that's why we just stopped here, just to have a quick look at it. We're on the street going up to the house. As you can see, a lot of people embrace it here. This house does, Goonie friendly. I love Goonie Street. Astorian, Goonie Street, art studio, and it looks like they've got a little store back there, full of Goonie things.
Got a little postcard with a QR code on it. It's sticky. Find her on Facebook, so have a look at that, scan that QR code. Hi. Hi there.
And there's lots of people walking about, like, look, going up. Somebody's just gone into that house there.
Hey, you guys.
Oh, hey, you guys, yeah. Wow, they really embrace it.
Skull from the movie where they went for a wee, and this is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can just see that people are walking around here, going up to the house. I'm glad we're not the only ones. And it says something here as well. Hey, you guys.
So obviously it's a private estate, so they ask people not to park on that side.
Pedestrians only. Vehicles. Remember what says? Mr. Perkins wanted to develop this place into a commercial site. The Goonies saved their residential neighbourhood. Oh, a little deer there.
It's a Goonie deer.
It's a Goonie deer just at the bottom of the Goonie Street. Just having a little nibble on that bush. Alright, hey you guys. Resident vehicles only, yield to resident vehicles, blah blah blah, be courteous to our neighbours, clean up after yourselves, etc. And this is it, this is going up to the drive.
Again, it looks a lot smaller walking up. I expected it to be like miles. So there's Data's house.
And here the seals and all.
They pulled all the blinds down.
It's a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. Must have like done it up recently. Data's house where it goes across in the window.
So they've recreated all the contraptions outside. You know, like the chicken and the thing, and do the truffle shuffle.
To open the gate.
You can just see it here. Now those stairs originally, it says Walsh on the thing. So those stairs, after the movie was made the other way, but they fixed it and put them all back to how it was. I think all the blinds are down so people don't walk in and have a look around, because inside is all done out like the movie.
So it says donations welcome and Goonies House LLC at, so
scan that QR code.
Scan that QR code if you can see it. Donations welcomed. What does that say? Find movie scenes location near here. Scan the QR code below.
Look at that, look at that. It's so much smaller. Look at the contraption where the gate, and he stood there and did the truffle shuffle. Somebody's left some little rubber ducks, what you? And then switched the hose on or whatever they did. He pulled some string. He pulled some string on a bell up there, and then it let the chicken go. It's a plastic chicken.
Is that they've even got the thing for Data to come across?
Oh yeah, they are.
So the next door neighbours must be in on it as well.
Yeah. So here's where he found his tyres, his popped tyres, and then he nicked the bike from Data's house. And Data flew across and through the screen door. Oh my god, they've even got the ripped screen door on the outside. Can you see it?
Just move us a little bit. Let's have a look. Oh yeah.
Can you see the ripped screen door?
Yeah. I'd love to see inside it. One day he may open it to tours and stuff. Maybe he's waiting for like permissions to do it as well or something.
So up there is Mikey's bedroom window where he sat with his legs out, dreaming of saving the Goondocks. I love little features like the Walsh sign and the chicken coop in the garden. It looks so much smaller, and they've even put in like a knackered fence in it that looks like a dated fence. And then there should be a tree trunk here for when Lee does the truffle shuffle. Go and do it.
It'll open up if I do.
If they opened up for you doing truffle shuffle, I'd strip you myself. Go on, you've got to do a truffle shuffle. There's a camera upstairs on there watching for you. Maybe if you do the truffle shuffle, they'll actually let you in. There we go. That's the Goonies house.
So
For 40 years I've wanted to visit here.
they put like fake windows on the bottom.
I don't know whether they were in the film. I'd have to sort of wind the scene back. But there's the famous balcony where Mikey was watching over the balcony over the bay, and Brand came out of the side door at the far end and came and hugged him and then dragged him in on his feet. And then here's, like I said, is where he got the bike and he took it off Data's little sister here and then wheeled it down there and then went... My bike. Oh, you're a really good actor. Right, go and do a truffle shuffle now. Go on. I'm serious. Do the truffle shuffle. So there we go. Bucket list #1 item, that. It's a bit clean, isn't it? If it was going to be like an authentic Goonies house, it'd need to be a bit dirtier, like to match the fence. But you can tell the fence has been done and kind of made it look old, do you know what I mean? I'd love to see what they've done inside. So if you are the Goonies house owner, then do let us know. We would come back gladly if we could have a look inside.
So there's more people just coming to look at it behind us. I wonder how many people a day come here to have a look at that house. And if he does open it as like a museum, I bet it's packed all the time. And getting a few final photos. You having a little moment? You're having a little moment?
It's a big moment. It is a big moment. 40 years. 40 years ago, I remember hiring the video from the video shop, and you got it over a weekend. And I watched it. We were living with my grandma at the time. My mum and dad had split up, and I remember watching it and thinking, oh my god, that's the best film ever. And I watched it about 6 times. I probably wore the tape out. So a few years ago, the two neighbours, this one next door, had a sign saying Goonies not welcome, and then they had another one at the end, and the guy said, ignore the guy next door. Yeah, or something like that. And then, I mean, everybody else embraces it. It brings tourism to the town, you know what I mean?
Since we've been here, there must be about 20, 30 people come here already. It must be like all the time, every single day.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to just buy the whole street
And turn it into a Goonies museum. Yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That could be like a restaurant, then a gift shop. Yeah. And then they could even put rides in, so you could have rides from Data's window to the thing up there. That'd be amazing. Or even an Airbnb and can stay in it overnight. I think Lee's bored. We've been doing it too long now. He generally loses interest when we're getting towards the end of the day. I know what he's going to say now. He wants coffee. You watch. That's it. We've done. Now what?
I want to look at all the stickers down here. That signpost down there is covered with people's stickers.
Shame we didn't bring any. What are we doing then?
Somewhere for a coffee or a malted shake.
Thought so. So after 40 years, I've finally done it. I've finally gone to Astoria and seen all the locations. And it's the only day that we had arranged just to add to the ambience of it. But I'm glad that it's nice and sunny because it's nice and warm today.
I find it so funny that one random house down here has just decided to throw themselves at it and thought, I'm just going to do something in my garage, and they've got like a gift shop in the garage.
Why not?
Like, all these people going past are like, yeah, I'm going to make some money out of this.
Some of these people will be like, oh, they're ticket tourists, but when you buy your house around here, you know that it's a Goonies house. And if you live, I mean, obviously if you bought it before Goonies, then you're a bit screwed, but your house price will have gone up because it's such a famous area. But I'd embrace it, me, if I lived here, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'd definitely open a gift shop.
Right, so we just came back to the house for a look and met the lovely guy who owns it,
John.
And so that's
Judith.
their house.
She does like crystals and
Yeah.
she does Goonies theming.
And he gave us a
Little badge.
badge each.
And he told us a bit of gossip as well, which we'll tell you in a minute.
Well, one gossip really, but go on.
There's not many other people know about it. So apparently the guy that bought the Goonies house owns the house on the other side of
And he
Data's
lives in
house.
the, yeah, that one.
And the woman on the right hand side, the one that had the banner up, everybody knows her name. She's called Karen.
Which is kind of
Fitting,
yeah.
Yeah, and apparently if you go up the street, she'll bite your legs off. So
And
I think you were joking at that
The
point.
guy who owns the Goonies house, his friend owns a house next door as well. So they kind of control 3 houses up there.
3 of the 5.
3 of the 5, so
So
maybe
if they
he's...
can get rid of Karen
Yeah,
and get the other one,
yeah.
they can open a museum here, and we'll come back.
And if you want to be super close to the house, there's a bed and breakfast just here. What's it called? It's beautiful. Benjamin Young Inn. I bet that's the closest one you can get to the Goonies house. Another thing the guy was saying, I was saying, is it like this every day with people going up? And he says, yeah. He says in the summer, he says there's probably about 200, 300 cars up and down all day long, and it just, that's how it is. Right, we asked ChatGPT where we could get a malted shake, and it said Custard King. So let's see if it's come up trumps.
Oh my god.
Malted.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So gloopy.
And I went for some frozen custard with Oreo, peanut butter, and peanuts on. Beautiful.
That's supposed to be medium.
Well, big enough for me. So last night we were downstairs in this hotel, not hotel, cafe, restaurant. Tonight we've come upstairs because it's upstairs is pizza. So we've ordered some pizza.
And I'm having cherry lime sour beer, and Lee's having to have the non-alcoholic stuff so he can drive back.
That's the most disgusting beer I've ever tasted, and it's not.
It's very sour and tangy. So we've got pepperoni and pineapple, 16 inch pizza. That's dessert.
I know.
You hated the food here last night.
The dessert was nice though.
So today has been amazing. So 40 years in the making of this vlog. And we were going to come here in 2022, but only here. We weren't going to tag on Yellowstone. The reason why we did it this time is because we can swing by and do the Yellowstone stuff. So it was absolutely phenomenal. And seeing the Goonies house after all these years, all that time when I was a kid, and just seeing it in the flesh, it was just a bucket list item, like the top of the list of lists.
You'll have to come back again once the film Goonies 2.
Yes, but I don't think they'll film it here. So Fort George is the brewery that we're in, and it was actually built in 1924. Yes, I've just asked Google. Built in 1924, and it operated whilst the Goonies was being filmed as an auto car garage, like a repair garage. It was abandoned after the 90s and was empty for years, and then this brewery took over, and it's been here ever since.
Oh my, this is a nice looking pizza. Very large too. 16, what's this, 16 inch?
Yeah, shall I sprinkle the...
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Lee just figuring out how to use car key. How do you open it, as just said. So it's the first time he's driven in America.
It was very, very nice.
It was delicious, and the beer was delicious as well. The first ones were a bit keen.
I couldn't try it, could I?
Well, you had a sip and almost spat it out. It was like cherry and lime. Second one down. This'll be fun. He's not driven in the US yet on any of our trip. Yes, the second one down.
Well, it's not doing all the second one down.
Oh, you've broke it, have you? Give me the damn key. Oh, works now.
It's not second one down.
Right, we're heading back to the hotel, and we would go in the hot tub, but somebody's shat in it. Let me explain. Well, we think so. We went in last night, and when we were in there, we were like, what's that smell? Didn't we? And we were like, it smelled like...
Is it but on so I can drive?
Wait! What did it smell of?
It smelled like a mucky bum.
So someone had shat in it. Hold on. What does a mucky bum smell like?
Why is it not starting?
Because you've got a turn key.
Well, did?
First car. There you go, we managed it. We're doomed trying to get back. Wait a minute, I haven't finished. So we went in the hot tub and then we got out and we were like, what is that smell?
It stunk from head to toe.
It smelled like locker rooms,
Yeah,
like
horrible.
cheesy feet, and we were like, Jesus, what is it?
Frustrating
We
shower.
realised it was the chlorine in the hot tub. We tried the pool tonight and that was fine, it was just the hot tub. It absolutely ummed.
Well,
So
going back
somebody's obviously dropped one in it and had diarrhea in it or something like that.
We were going back up to the room and we're like, I'm like, shower straight away.
Straight in the shower we was. So we're not going in the hot tub tonight, and it was nice. It was nice and hot, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't like kind of dip my mouth in. I'm holding on for dear life. He's actually doing all right.
Of course I'm doing all right. I've been driving for longer than you've been driving.
You have. You are doing all right. You've not driven as much as me though, ever. Not. You didn't even use your car until you met me, really. It's only a straight road. He's doing really good. We're back. I'm shocked. Daffodils in October. Daffodils in October?
Seen how many steps we've done today? 11,000.
Well, I don't know how. All we've done is driven around.
Well, I've done 11,000 somehow.
So as I said, guys, today has been phenomenal. And
We were walking on a beach and stuff like that, weren't
we were walking on the beach. We've looked at all the movie locations.
steps.
Yeah, forget the steps. Movie locations. We've seen things from Point Break, Kindergarten Cop, Free Willy. I wish we could have stayed at the Free Willy location a little bit longer, but there were people pipping us because we were on the boat ramp. But we didn't come for that. We just called because it was just close by. But we're off back to the hotel now. We're going to get a good night's sleep because tomorrow we're moving again. We're on our way to Jackson on a 2-day drive.
Jackson Hole.
We think we're going to stay in a town called Boyce. Probably pronounced that wrong. Depends what happens tomorrow night. We were going to go to a filming location where Twilight was filmed, where Bella was in a cafe with her dad in the first film.
It's closed
and it's
tomorrow.
pissing closed, isn't it? So we can't go. So we're going to skip that. But we have got a couple of filming locations in a town on the way, which we will show you in the morning.